What's going on, boys? In this video, I'm going to be giving you guys the 5 most important aspects of off-spawn fighting. Mastering these aspects of the game are going to help you win your drop every single time. In competitive, your off-spawn has to be top tier. This team here missed Qual in the most recent Duo Cash Cup by just 4 points. If you take a look at their match history, they died off spawn back-to-back games leading up to their 10th and final game. If in just one of those games they were able to survive off spawn and go into their last game with 4 more points, they would have ended up qualifying. That just goes to show the importance of how you play off drop. With that being said, let's jump straight in. Starting off with looting efficiency. Looting efficiency is your speed and ability to move around your drop spot so you can get the weapons, heals, and materials you need to fight with. Off spawn, there's no time to waste, so you've got to be able to gather what you need in a timely fashion so you can put yourself in a good position to fight off the teams that may decide to con you. The best way for you to master looting efficiency is to establish a loot route that you follow every single game. To do this, go to Fortnite.gg, find your drop spot, and create a path that reflects where you want your loot route to be. Practicing your loot route over and over is going to help you memorize everything along your path so you can have the best chance at winning your drop. Now, onto movement. In the early game, your movement is crucial. You have to know how to navigate your drop spot effectively. But with your movement, it's not just a matter of navigating, it also comes into play during your early game fights. Being able to use your movement to your advantage is incredibly valuable since the majority of your off-spawn encounters are going to be while you don't have a lot of mats. Early game fights need to be played strategically, so it doesn't really matter how good you are. When it comes to off spawns, it's a matter of making the correct play based on your circumstances, and that's what a lot of people don't understand. Even though it might seem weird, hiding behind walls, around corners, and behind rocks might just be the play that allows you to kill whoever's conning you and be able to play out the rest of your game. Now, let's move on to your drop map. In every single tournament game, you need to be using a drop map. You can buy ones from websites like dropmap.net, but if you don't have any money to spend, you can use a free one. If you go to landingtutorial.com, mark your spot, match your in-game bus route to the one on the website, and click find best drop, it's going to give you the point you need to deploy your glider on so you can be the first person to land. Getting out dropped by an opponent is the fastest way to completely sell one of your games, so make sure you're using one to secure your spot each time you load into a tournament game. It's easier to do on 2 monitors so you can have Fortnite open on your main and Landing Tutorial open on your secondary, but if you don't have 2 monitors, it's fine, you'll just have to tab in and out so you can match the bus routes. Next is positioning. Your positioning could be the difference between life and death. Off spawn, establishing height is the absolute best play to make. From a high position, you're able to scout and gather information on everyone who landed with you and the teams who may have landed outskirts. Gathering that information on other teams is super beneficial and is going to help keep you hyper aware since you have an idea of the players around you. Also, being able to catch people off guard from height is really good, especially if you have a surge weapon like the DMR or Nemesis AR. Most people aren't going to have a lot of shield, so you also might be able to pick up some kills or get free damage on players trying to loot and move around on low ground. Trying to aggress people on height is really difficult from low ground in the early game. Low mats combined with limited heals makes height the most advantageous position to be in while trying to win a tough off-spawn fight. The final and arguably the most important part of your off-spawn fighting is your aim. Since a lot of off-spawn's encounters are 50-50s, good aim is going to take you a long way. Every shot counts, and one bullet is most likely the deciding factor between winning and losing. When it comes to your aim, you have to make sure that you're training a good mix of things like hipfire tracking and shotgun aim. You never get to pick the weapon you land on at your drop, so getting comfortable using every weapon in the game is very important. Realistically speaking, the only weapons that are incredibly hard to 50-50 with are the DMRs and snipers. But other than that, your close range to reactive aim needs to be fine-tuned. Damage is very difficult to recover from in the early game, so every shot you take definitely counts. Being able to win trades and bloom battles early game is really important. It's common knowledge that in mid-game fights, it's not good at all to constantly play for trades, but off spawn, due to the lack of mats and heals, those trades are necessary for winning. Off spawn, you have to be ready for everything and do what it takes to win your drop. A good off spawn can literally set you up for the rest of the game. In high elo lobbies, winning off spawn gives you surge and allows you to spend more time looting your POI instead of trying to loot outside in unfamiliar territory where you might interfere with another established team's loot path. Overall, by combining and mastering all 5 aspects of off-spawn fighting, you're going to be able to win 99% of the early game fights you get into. And with that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.